Memory system considerations. Memory system considerations is nothing but, okay, if you want to purchase any memory, first of all we have to see the cost, speed, power distribution and size of the chip. Okay, all those are the main considerations. Okay, and here we have two types of RAMs. One is the static RAM and second one is dynamic RAM. For static RAM, it is a very fast operation, but it is a expensive. And coming to the dynamic RAM, it is large memories. It is used in large memories. Mainly, it is used in main memories. The cost can be reduced from the static RAM to dynamic RAM. The next thing, memory controller. Memory controller is nothing but it is a interfacing between the processor and memory. Okay, by using memory controller we can connect the processor and memory. Okay, the memory is consisting of address and two address and column address stopes, read and write, chip select and clock. Next, databus. The database directly connected to the processor and memory. The main thing here, the processor provides the address, complete address, but to minimize the number of pins, we are constructing the address as row and column. Okay, and to select particular row, we are using row address stop, and to select column, we are using column address stop. Okay, next, the memory controller will do all these. Okay, it will multiplex the row and column address. It will demultiplex the corresponding addresses. It will take the address from the processor and demultiplex as a row address and column address and generates the read address stop and column address stop to select particular operation. The next, read and write, requires clock, all those are connected to the memory through memory controller. Okay. Okay, the basic important main thing is here we are reducing the number of connections by using memory controller. Next thing, read only memories. The read only memories. The last topic is random access memories, that is read and write memories. Now these are read only memories, generally we are using for permanent memories. Next, here the SRAM, SDRAM, everything, DRAM, everything are volatile memory, that is whenever the power is off the data will be lost. Okay, if you want to retain that information, generally we go for ROM, that is read only memories. These are non-volatile memories. Next, here the read operation is normally same as it is volatile memories, as we are reading in the RAM, same read operation here also it involves, but the write operation will be different. Okay, the write process will be separate for these non-volatile memories. Okay, how we are writing the data? See, read only memory. Okay, here the transistor we are connecting to the fuse. If the fuse is connected, it will store 0 as it is connected to ground. Okay, the same process, the transistor input is connected to word line and it is connected to bit line. Okay, if the fuse is not connected means it is not connected to ground, so corresponding bit line will be VCC, that is it is a logic 1. Okay, this is read only memory, it is constructed and the data will be stored in the at the time of manufacturing only. Okay, the user can read the data from this memory, the user cannot write the data in this. This is read only memory. The next one, programmable read only memories. Programmable, the name itself it indicates programmable, that is the user can write by diffusing these fuses. Okay, initially the fuses are connected to ground and the data will be 0, and if the user want to write the data as a logic 1, it will diffuse. Okay, the fuse will be electrically, it will remove that fuse and the corresponding data will make as 1. Okay, this is the programmable, but it is a expensive. Next, okay, read only memory and programmable read only memory. Next we go for electrically erasable programmable read only memory. Erasable means if you are using UV light, by exposing UV light we can erase that ROM. Next, the next thing is electrically erasable programmable memories. Electrically erasable means the same UV light or electrically we can erase that corresponding memories. Next, coming to the flash memory. The flash memory, it is a flashlight. By using same as it is in EEPROM, flash memory is also same, but in terms of EEPROM we are using UV light. Now here electrically, that is flashlight. Okay, by exposing a flashlight we can erase. Okay, and these are power consumption of flash memory is very low compared to all these EEPROMs and EEPROMs. So the flash memories will be the advantageable. Next, okay, overall if you go for memory, if you want to purchase any, if you want to see laptop or smartphone, whatever may be, the size, speed and cost, everything is depending on processor, also at the same time memory. Okay, so if you want to, the main challenge is cost, size and speed. Okay, so we have a three types. Static RAM. Static RAM generally it is used for cache memories, and dynamic RAM, it is the main memory, and the secondary storage devices we go for magnetic disk.